Oh no.
Hawk Tauh 3, 4.
Hawk Tauh 3, 4. Welcome to the army, girl.
We come in peace.
Okay.
And for some Hawk Tauh.
Okay, gotta get that Hawk Tauh. Hawk Tauh.
Classic.
The aliens coming down for some of that Hawk Tauh.
No, normally the aliens come to probe you, okay, up your poo grotto, but now they're coming for that Hawk Tauh. They've been given for so long, the aliens. Now they want some.
Hawk Tauh.
Yeah.
Her. I bet he's thinking about other women.
Okay.
Him. Should I ask her to Hawk Tauh and spit on that?
You should. You should. She'll wake right up.
Hawk
Tauh.
Yes, you should.
This goes on for 5.5 minutes, this video. It's just...
Oh, it's not your editing. It's another video. I should watch that video.
This goes on for 5.5
That's a legendary video already in the first 30 seconds.
minutes, this video. It's just
Wow.
him reading out unfunny Hawk Tauh memes and
It's funny.
pitching up his voice. For 5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Steven Hawk Tauh.
She's like a black hole. Everything goes in, but nothing comes out once she starts sucking.
That's gotta be disrespectful.
No. If his wheelchair is all rusty and can't move, she'll just Hawk Tauh and spit some grease in it.
Stephen Hawk Tauh.
Did I tell you I'm gonna leave old buddy out of this?
How does
That's funny.
someone watch 5.5 minutes of this? I know this isn't
I could easily watch it. I should try to find that video right now.
like the topic of this video. We're looking at the Talk Tauh podcast. But I
Yep.
just had to show this video at the start because I didn't think people out there actually thought Hawk Tauh was this funny. So,
What? I got a soundbite right here on my stream deck. It's funny. It's still funny. I don't care what you say.
episode 2 of the Hawk Tauh podcast
Episode 2. Oh my god.
just dropped. You get episode 2.
This guy knows what he's talking about.
Like Hawk Tauh. Hawk Tauh spit on that thing.
Yeah, we get it.
To say I was excited for this is really underselling it. I got asked by friends yesterday
I saw the thumbnail for her second episode. It's with her granny, I think.
what my plans were and like if I wanted to do
She'll spit out her teeth on that thing.
something, and I said, "Oh, sorry guys, I'm watching the Talk Tauh podcast, so I can't,
Yeah, can't be bothered.
so I can't do anything." And that's
Please be quiet. I'm watching her talk to her granny.
true. As sad as it is, I'm not making that up. Now, since I made my video about the first episode of Talk Tauh, I've been exposed to a whole new world. I didn't really
Okay.
know too much about Haley Welch and the meme itself, but I somehow stumbled upon the most bizarre musical creation:
Musical?
the Hawk Tauh freestyle.
What in the... Token hip-hop. No, Token. He's a legend in underground hip-hop. This guy got some bars. Did he really make a freestyle? Wow. With the Apple AirPods Max in the club, just give him that Hawk Tauh freestyle. Is he serious?
If she don't Hawk Tauh, I don't talk
Wow.
to her. I'm a box muncher and a twat to her.
Wow.
Wow.
It really is amazing how beautiful words can be sometimes. But yeah, Talk Tauh episode 2 came
That feels like a little stretch to actually make a freestyle. I mean, you can easily drop some bars about it. I've thought about the same thing, but making an entire freestyle track about it.
out yesterday, and honestly, I was very disappointed. It's only half an hour long.
Wow, she's running out of things to talk about.
Half an hour long. Can that even be considered a podcast episode? That's barely long enough to eat my dinner to. The wheels are really falling off the wagon here, and we're only on episode 2. I was hoping this would
Her empire is crumbling.
at least be an hour
But if they're going to talk about Hawk Tauh every single time, they're going to run out of topics real fast.
long, so I could be serenaded off to sleep by the sweet sounds of Hawk Tauh impressions and the
Yeah.
recounting of tales relating to the Hawk Tauh joke. Which is still funny, by the way, all these months later. And if you
Yeah.
think otherwise,
She still got some steam left.
you just don't understand comedy. Like, look at this, look at this. Look, it's Angry Birds. If it was Hawk Tauh. Isn't that just
What?
the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life? The first episode
Hawk Tauh Angry Birds.
of the podcast was, shit.
Hawk Tauh.
Wow.
You gotta put like an emphasis on it, like tuh. You know?
And to anyone who didn't watch the first episode, this was really the first episode. This isn't AI generated. They really debated how you say it.
Like tuh. Yeah. Say it. All right, all together. Hawk Tauh. Hawk Tauh.
So let's hope episode 2
Wow.
gets better. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. It might even be worse.
This is our little friend group right here.
Okay, the setup And of course, we got the better pics in the background. I have never seen a cab as big as that. Okay. They're sitting on a swing. She even got a little blanket. How old is she? Okay.
Friend group right here. This is CQBO.
We can't tell you what that means.
Nobody knows. No, you will never know what it means.
Ah! Just tell me! I need to know! I guess this is just sort of what you get in for when you click on an episode of Talk to a
Did you call them an acronym? What's CQB? What did you call them?
various secrets and mysteries that you have to work out for yourself or figure out by continuing to watch. It's a very clever tactic to get someone to watch your podcast, really.
What does it mean?
It's top secret. We'll die before I tell you what it means.
We told you we'd have to kill you.
There's one person we went to high school with who just happened to guess what it was. If you're watching this, keep your mouth shut.
I love how they bleep the person's name for some reason, as if anyone actually cares enough to like church.
Nobody knows anyone from your high school, okay? But it's the same when people start a conversation with, "Oh, I just heard this insane thing." No, I can't tell you. No, I can't tell you. Come on, tell me. Goddamn. No, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Those people.
Track them down and ask them what this means.
So the night it happens,
Okay.
we were all there. From your perspective,
Okay.
I don't want to hear that.
Oh boy, I wonder what story they're going to recount. It can't possibly be the only thing of note surrounding this podcast. I'm sorry, okay, I feel mean. Like, they're doing nothing wrong. They all seem nice enough, but this podcast is just immensely pointless and dull. Like, the parable of Hawk Tauh isn't...
Were they asked what they were doing the night of the viral clip? Huh?
exactly going to be interesting. And that's all this podcast really has been so far.
I feel like we tell the story differently. Yeah, we definitely do.
So they're going to recap the entire story of the night they did the interview.
You like to add details in there, and I'm like, that didn't happen. Maybe it did. I don't know.
What? I feel like we need some background. We need some other friends' perspective. We need... You're not actually just going to recount the story one by one. We already know the story. We saw the clip.
I was also.
I know you're trying to get away from there too, though.
Yeah.
While I was standing there holding my own.
Okay, so we were all there. You were there.
I was there.
Except you weren't there.
I weren't with, I wasn't with y'all.
Okay, we're all at the CMA Fest. We all went together, right?
But we sat together.
Yeah, we all sat together.
Wow, you all sat
I was there, just not on camera. Okay. Great info. Thank you.
together? Oh, thanks for letting me know. Your story time.
Thanks for letting me know. Exactly. So cool. Thank you. Now I know where in the universe you were when it happened.
Telling abilities are phenomenal. You were born to be podcast co-hosts. I'm sorry.
I'm born to be podcast co-host. That's so funny. I love this guy.
I feel mean again. This is just so podcast. Like, there's just nothing being said here. And this is a high
Can I tell you where I was when it happened? I was at home watching a movie. So now you know, okay?
budget podcast. They got
You can tell your friends. It's okay.
a big budget. Like you find with some of the higher budget podcasts, because they have the budget to hire things like producers and stuff like that, they can typically flow a lot better than someone who is just basically starting out doing a podcast. But this is just like as if anyone started a podcast from scratch.
Y'all had to come get me after.
And they actually have a budget. They have Jake Paul's Better company backing them up all the way up.
And I remember I got in the car and you said, we messed up. I said, why? You said, we did a street interview. And I said, what did y'all say? And you were like, I don't even know what we said.
I was.
But we were all like, oh.
We actually look a bit alike. I just need the bandana. Black shirt, black cap. I just need the bandana. He's all the way out.
The issue with making a video on something like this is there is so little to talk about because none of the conversation is of any note. With the first
That's not true. You've made it super entertaining. I've been entertained all the way through.
episode, there was at least someone experienced carrying the conversation, so it sort of went somewhere. Still not anywhere remotely interesting because this is
Yeah, it went down her throat. Hawk Tauh.
the Talk Tour podcast after all. There is kind of a ceiling to how interesting it can be. But it was probably enough to consider it a passable episode of a podcast for something based off a 2-word joke told like 3 months prior. This episode, however, has absolutely nothing of merit at all. It is just 4 friends having a conversation.
Okay, this settles it. I gotta see for myself. The Talk Tour podcast. How many viewers? This one, the granny episode.
What is he saying?
I mean, 200K in a day. That's a dope mixtape name, by the way. 200K in a day. It's not like she's not pulling numbers. That's pretty good. I bet it's going to fall off, but wow, first episode is cracking 1 million in moments. That's crazy. So it's not like there's no viewers in it. It's de-scaling, it's de-escalating a lot, but she got viewers.
Conversation and not telling stories very well. There's then a portion of the podcast where Hayley talks about how her relatives reacted to her being a viral sensation for what is essentially a blowjob joke.
Well, I told her, I had to explain it to her like 3 times, and she was like,
Mom and Dad, I'm famous for sucking up people.
I don't get it. And I was like, Granny, listen to what I'm saying to you. I was like, spit on it. And she's like, huh. Oh.
Yeah, Nan. So I went, Hawk Tauh.
Wow.
Spit on that fang. Meaning someone's willy.
I don't know
Yeah, and Grandma's like, I did that during the war days.
who the hell that was.
This one soldier came to my house and I spit on it. I gave him a whole bucket of spit on that thing.
Meet your attorney.
This is a really small and stupid nitpick, but why is everyone, except the big dog and her mate from the video, so quiet? Isn't this podcast funded by like a massive betting site or something? Couldn't they afford 2 more mics? It is a really small thing, but it is actually quite a big thing when doing a format that is primarily audio based. Like, this is absolutely not a passable episode of a podcast. You would not
Is it? I didn't even notice. Was the bad sound?
be able to properly listen to this on something like Spotify where you don't sort of have the visuals there as well.
I think I didn't notice the bad quality of sound or low sound because I didn't hear them.
You'd be constantly turning
Did they say something?
it up and down. I'm over analysing the Talk to Her podcast again, aren't I?
Then you have Granny over here just spit on it. Hawk Tauh.
She said it! She said the
She did the thing.
thing!
Yep.
Hawk Tauh!
Well, she doesn't even say Hawk Tauh, she's Hawk Tauh.
Ah! Now that is a fascinating twist in the tale. So it's actually Hawk Tauh, but her grandmother says Hawk Tauh. Fascinating.
Thanks for telling me. Okay.
Nobody thinks what I think. Stop what you're doing right now. I'm serious.
Here we go. The ad placement, Jake Paul, he knows business. He's going to milk this poor girl for everything she's got.
Whatever app you have open right now, close it. Whatever text you're reading, shut that down. Trust me, I'm doing this for you. Now
Shut that down.
take your finger and head over to the App Store and download Better.
Oh yeah, you were sending a message to a loved one or something stupid and cringe like that. Shut that shit down. Go be productive and download Jake Paul's fucking betting app.
You were writing your family members. Are you all right? Are you still sick? Are you doing okay? Shut that down. You need to bet your life savings.
She's doing this for you. She's doing this for
Love it.
your benefit, not hers and Jake Paul's. She's doing this for you. Did you not know there is just free money out there that Jake Paul and Hayley Welch are just giving away?
This is so good.
Hey, man, these guys are so generous. Not only do they make a phenomenal podcast, they also just give away free money. Oh,
Free money, baby.
So nice. But that bit where she goes, trust me, I'm doing this for you. Come on.
Yeah, you're trying to make me bet away my life savings. Trust me, I'm doing it for you. I got your back. I know what's in your best interest. Okay, sure thing, girl.
You're not doing this
Sure
for the
thing,
audience.
girl.
You're not getting them hooked on
Thank you for having my back, girl.
gambling for their own benefit. Come on, be real. Like, being honest, I'm not that arsed if you want to promote a betting site or whatever. But don't sit there and go, no, yeah, this is
Totally glorified. I'm helping you. I'm your saving angel. Okay, you're trying to make me go broke.
for your benefit. Just say what it is. It's a
It's an ad.
gambling site.
Yeah,
It's
you took the bag.
not for anyone's benefit. You will most likely lose money if you sign up to it.
Better
Course,
Picks is the most
of course you'll lose money.
easy and
That's what they're made for.
fun daily fantasy app where you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And new users, you'll get
I love. She mentioned this the last time. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. You put in $1, you get $1,000. Do you now? You sure about that?
up to $200 as a deposit match.
Why are there so many cuts? Can she only memorize like 4 words at a time? To be honest, I'm not one to talk. Whenever I have to read something for like an ad read or whatever, I could just cheat because I wear sunglasses and just like look down to the script.
Tell your friends to sign up and how you could turn $1 into 1,000.
Yeah, rope your friends in on your gambling addiction as well. Oh,
Spread the love.
actually, no, not
Make everyone gambling addicts.
gambling addiction, investing and hustling addiction. It's like the old saying, you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, boy.
And with this, it's like having a magic machine where if you put $1 in, you get 1,000. She really is a saint for promoting
Guaranteed.
such a wonderful service. And it
Yeah.
has no
Shout
downsides
out.
at all. Remember, she's doing this for you. She's doing this for you guys. Such a selfless act.
Harley came
When
out.
Harley comes out, there's
You
no
better
getting,
run.
you can talk to her, but she's not all there.
You gotta explain what Harley is.
Harley is your alter ego that,
When I drink dark liquor, that is Harley.
yeah.
What? She got an alter ego? Is she like a supervillain now?
Once Harley comes out, there's no going back until Harley is.
Done. Put down.
So you're telling me Hayley Welch, aka Hawk Tauh Girl, has a dark side to her? She's got
So it's Hayley Welch, aka Hawk Tauh Girl, aka Harley.
like a Joker in her, like I do. Whenever I drink too much Doom Bar at Weatherspoons, I start to go crazy, burning napkins in the corner and
Wow.
talking about the pyramids and Stonehenge. I assume
Shout out. That sounds interesting.
Hayley, or Harley even, does a similar thing.
Let's talk about the time Haley punched her ex in the face.
Okay, that's abuse. Okay.
I actually
Yeah.
smacked
It was
him
more
in
like
the
a
face.
smack.
Okay, that's abuse. Yeah.
It was like a hard
That's like a whole paragraph in the police department. Okay, yeah.
whack.
What?
I don't know if he was joking or not. You can't joke around with me too much because I'm like really hot-headed and I take it a little too far. He bumps into me and spills Dr. Pepper all down me. I had a reflex and I reared back and I 5-starred him right in his face and it got so
I
quiet.
maybe take back when I said she seemed nice enough. This isn't the second episode of the podcast, mine.
And she's just talking about how she's smacking people upside the head.
And she's already admitting to hitting her ex over accidentally spilling a drink on her. That's
Wow.
a crazy speed run. I'm actually a bit stunned because most of this podcast is absolute drivel. But when I heard
Yeah, now she has struck gold. This is content. We want to hear more about you fighting.
this, I had to
Harley is a straight up MMA fighter.
rewind to make sure I heard that right. And it
Harley versus Sugar Sean in the Sphere. We need it to happen.
wasn't something my brain made up while I was in a trance. That's a mental thing to just admit on the second episode
Yeah.
of your podcast.
Oh, by the way, I smack people.
Well, that's pretty much episode 2 of Talk to Her. There's really nothing else to talk about. It's just half an hour of recorded idle conversation. And that's the thing. It's only half an hour. And the last 3 minutes is her sat in the car. So that's not really part of the podcast, I guess. But it feels so much longer because there's just not much being said at all. And what is being said isn't being said very well. Like the
Well, there was some nuggets in there. I'm glad I watched your recap of it.
conversations aren't engaging at all. As I say, it just feels like 4 friends sat around having an idle conversation. I know I'm over-analysing the fucking Talk to Her podcast, okay?
Talk to her.
But it is shit. The first episode was phenomenal in comparison to this. It's like they're phoning it in already on the second episode.
They've given up.
I fear
They took the better app bag and now they've given up.
Talk to Her
They got their money. They're over it.
maybe falling off. And it's a shame because it was my favourite podcast. I've spent the last week
My favorite podcast.
going round and recommending it to my
Wow.
friends and family and anyone that would listen. And I've been made to look a fool because this episode sucks. I made them all subscribe to that thing and you post this? I'm upset beyond belief. I need to work on earning the people around me's trust back, so like and subscribe to this channel.
This thing.
Do it. Not that one, she disappointed me. This channel. Subscribe to that thing.
He got another channel. I love this guy. I swear to God. 1.26 million. The other one has what? 4.51. So this is his second channel. This one, I guess. Americans petrify me. Crazy main character syndrome. So he has 2 channels. Okay. Noise. Guys, thanks for watching. Penetrate that like button. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Also leave your dignity at the podcast microphone, just like the Hawk Tauh Girl.